Open access is one of those initiatives that's been largely instituted in my field through the requirements and funding councils. Very recently, a student's just finished her thesis. We put this out in the Royal Society of Chemistry journal, Dalton Transactions, and that was made open access through the RSC's Gold for Gold scheme. The open access models and the requirements from the Australian Research Council have only been around for a few years, so it's probably a little bit too early to say whether we're seeing dramatically different citation rates than we would otherwise see under a traditional subscription model.
I started with it because I was looking at the need for grant applications to be able to show impact. I have about 16 articles, and some of them are actually book chapters, on one particular open access network, the Social Sciences Research Network. We had about 500, nearly 600 downloads of all of those. So that means there's a lot of people being able to get to those articles that wouldn't if they didn't have subscriptions through their library. I see it as really good for people doing work of an academic nature, where it's a relatively small audience if you're trying to get to other academics in, say, law, but very important audience because they're the people who are going to use your work and cite your work, and it's a part of that academic community.
I became a convert just because of the interactive nature of it. So I put my ResearchGate link in my email signature. If I get queries about what am I interested in, what am I doing, I direct them to that website. I did one paper in an obscure conference in Reunion Island, and much to my surprise, that particular piece is more frequently downloaded than I would have predicted it would have been. I think you'd be, as an academic, quite foolish to not be concerned about getting your work known and broadcast.
So that feeling that one used to have, that the only people who read your article was the reviewers and perhaps a few trusted friends or colleagues, is no longer the case if you're putting your work on open access.